So I'm going to go ahead and just enter my y-intercept first. It's in general form, so when I let x be 0, I'm just left with that constant. So there's my y-intercept. And now notice in the x-intercepts it didn't specify to how many decimals, so I'm going to enter my answer as an exact number. Okay, but I can simply take my function, set it equal to, or enter it in the y1 editor, set my y1 of x equal to 0, and solve for x. Okay, and this is going to give me my x-intercepts. So once again, I already have that entered here. I'm just going to go up to my y-editor. I'm going to exchange my y1 to be negative 2x squared plus 3x plus 7. Okay, again, double check, make sure it looks like what I want it to look like. It does. Go to my home screen. And I don't even need to change anything. I already have this entered in the same way. It's a solve feature. 0 is equal to y1 of x, and then solve for x. So when I solve it, I get my two solutions. Now remember, this is always going to be the plus and minus of the same value here. So when I look at this, the easier of these calculations to identify is this second one. And I'm going to tend to write them with my rational part first and my irrational part second. So I'm going to write a positive 3. And then in this one, it was plus root 65. And then all over 4. And because this is the plus or minus, this also becomes plus or minus. So these are my two solutions. And I'm going to write each one separately. So here I would write this as 3 minus square root 6, or square root of 65, all divided by 4. And here I would write this 3 plus square root 65, all divided by 4. And those would give me my two x-intercepts for that problem. Right, yeah, that's the same thing. Oh. Yeah. So if you, I mean, again, I'm only doing this because often what's going to happen is the x-intercepts are just going to be part of the information from a graph that you need to find. And so rather than write this every time you use it, I would just put it in the y-editor, and then so that you can access it from that. But yeah, if you want to type this in here, set it equal to 0, solve for x, like this, and that's the exact same thing.